Hi, my name is Greg Ewing. I'm a professional surf photographer. I live in Durban, which is basically the capital of surfing in South Africa. I moved here 4 years ago from Cape Town. I think it all started off when I was about 17, when I got into surfing properly. And by the age of 20, I got introduced to photography, and that's where it all kind of started. My inspiration, it kind of changes. It all kind of started, it starts with your, like I said, with your love for surfing. And then, you start reading The Zigzag and The Surfer, and you start dreaming about these tropical locations, and then you start to actually look a little bit more into it, and you really start to appreciate the imagery. In my early part of my career, I really looked up to, well, I still do, but looked up to a guy like Lance Lovett, and it was his work that I would like kind of aspire to. And then over the years, things kind of progressed in a way, and surfing photography changed a lot. It used to be all about tight action and bright colors and stuff, and then I think it was about mid-2000s, everything started becoming more pulled back, and it was all about the location, and it wasn't just about the action, but where is the action taking place. And that's kind of where where surf photography is at the moment. Yeah, I got into photography when I was about 20 years old, so that's 14 years ago. So that would have been definitely in the film days. Film was really tricky to work with. You had to be, as you know, you had to be spot on with your exposures. There was no room to stuff up. I kind of still miss film, because you always had that, you'd shoot and there's that sense of anticipation and excitement. You go into the lab and you'd get it back and you'd run over to the available light box. You'd have a look and the colors would just stand out at you. Would shoot Volvia and would have these rich blues and magentas, and it was really great. But and we had this debate amongst photographers. It's like film, digital, and the truth is that you really have to embrace technology. It's you're silly not to, because you're just going to get left behind. We're living in this crazy viral world where everything has to be out there quickly, and with digital, that's perfect. Extremely competitive. There's a lot more photographers now than there were. The funny thing is that film kind of separated the kooks from the pros, but like I said, you have to embrace it. And even the most die-hard film guys, at least 2-3 years ago, dropped it and went digital. I think it's important to be able to shoot in the water and on the land, though you'll find that most photographers do specialize and are better at one discipline. When shooting from the water, you automatically have this interesting angle, and whereas land is perceived to be more straightforward. And I prefer shooting from the land, actually, and maybe that's why, because I like to attempt to, or try to make a unique image. You really want the image to speak, and you want to know that it's not just about, it's like, where was this photo taken? So you can look at the photo and go, okay, that photo is a tropical location. Then you start to think, which tropical location? Is it Indo? Is it is it Bali? Where? Or so you start to put elements. You start to think more about the image, and that's how I see surf photography. It's not just surfing as such, but it's the travel, it's the location, it's the surfer, it's the time. Yeah, it's a whole lot of aspects. Yeah, one of my favorite photos I've ever taken is of Ricky Basnet. And often when the reason you like a photo is not just the photo itself, but it's the journey that it takes to get that photo. So photography it could be perceived as just rocking up at the beach, setting up your tripod, going for a swim, banging off a couple shots, 10 A grades, go home. It's not always, it's not really like that. There's a lot of missioning involved. This particular image was taken in Dakar, Senegal, on a trip we did in January last year. And Dakar is an absolutely mad place. It's the western tip of Africa. It's the gateway to the rest of the world, and it's fitting when you get there. It is that crazy. So one is that getting to the destination, which is a big thing. Then you get there and it's mad. You catching these taxis. You're walking 5K with all your gear, your Pelican case, and you get to this desolate beach, and everything comes together. But then you get one of your favorite images from that as well, which was really special. And the image itself, which is up on the wall here, what I like about the image itself is how the backdrop, the texture of the backdrop, actually draws such a strong line to the subject, and it really stands out. It's the angle. I'm really stoked at the angle. It's quite a unique angle, and the timing's good. It's just a special shot, but like I said, it's not just the shot itself, it's what it takes to get that shot, and it's such a personal thing. And there's a shot inside of me that I still want to get. Like I said, we were very fortunate enough to go to these tropical locations, but there's a part of me that actually wants to do the opposite of that, and I haven't decided where, if it's Iceland's been done, or if it's Nova Scotia or something like that, but I've actually always been intrigued to do the opposite of the tropical location, and to do something more extreme. Like I said before, it's not just the shot itself, it's the whole adventure, it's the travel, it's getting there, and what an adventure it would be going to furthest corner of the earth. That'd be pretty awesome.